Good morning. Slightly later on this beautiful sunny Friday morning. So if you're here with me, do come and say hello. If you are joining me later, then do let me know that you've been. Lovely to know who's been here crafting with us. So apologies that this is a later live than we'd normally have on a Friday, but I had to go and give an armful of blood this morning, and it was a fasting one, so I needed time to take my armful of blood and come back and have some breakfast. Why is it those mornings when you can't have breakfast you really want your breakfast? So that's all done. Blood taken, breakfast eaten, all is well. So we're here to have a bit of a play, and I thought we'd have a bit of a play this morning with a bundle that arrived this week. So true to form, I've not even really unpacked it yet, but we can do that together. So this is called Bloom Where You're Planted, and it has lots of sort of house plants, and in amongst the dies you've got these really lovely Macrame Hangers. Now I am a girl of a certain age, so I remember Macrame Hangers when they were all the trend, back in the day, but they are all trending again now. They are the thing to have and the thing to make. And I did actually sit and watch a YouTube video the other day of a lady making a macrame hanger, and a nice sort of easy how to make your own macrame hanger. We're not going to be whipping one of those up this morning, but we might have a little bit of a play with that die. So as I say, this is the Bloom Where You're Planted sweet collection. So you do get this stamp set, you get the dies, you get some paper, and you get some really nice little added extras. So let me grab those as well. So let's have a look at these in a bit more detail. So these are the samples that they've got in the catalogue. So some really nice little samples there. They've got an embossed sheet on the back there that they've cut into strips. That's quite nice. And then this has got some lattice on the back. It's a bit more lattice on the back of that with some nice papers. That's a nice sort of clean and simple-ish looking one. Really quite effective with this brick wall in the background, and that one has got like a stone wall in the background with all the different plant pots and things. So here is the stamp set. It is a photopolymer one. So one of these nice new style photopolymer where you've got the images stamped onto the actual insert. So the case insert has got those images on, so that when you lay your stamps in there, you know instantly if you've got any missing. So that's really useful. And then we've got the dies, and as you can see, I've not even popped the dies off of their sellotape yet. So you've got these dies that will cut out your plants, and you've got your plant pots and your hangers and things as well. So all good fun, a little bit of everything going on there to create your displays of plants. And then we've got the papers. Now some of the papers, like this one, has got lots of little plants on it that you could get your scissors out and fussy cut those. Those are rather lovely. I don't know whether any of the dies would actually cut any of those, possibly not on that one. So this one you've got like a wood background. You could obviously have it going either way. But so that's a nice background to be hanging those plants or sitting those plants in front of. Here you've got lots of pots and things, and I would imagine, yes, we have dies that will cut those out. There's that little rounded one just there, and here's one that looks a bit like a little urn. That looks as if it would make quite a good sort of give him eyes, nose and a mouth and big ears, sort of like a cartoon, like something out of the Beano or the Dandy. So there we go, you've got your plant pots there and your dies that are going to cut those. Let's pop those back in there. And on the back of this you've got like a foliage into greys and things. That's quite nice. Lots of leaves on that one. That's like a jungle print. This side is a nice brick wall, really useful. Here you've got your actual plants and things, and again you're going to have your dies that will cut them, so if you don't want to be stamping and cutting, no, that one won't quite cut that one, will it? That one it will, so that will cut that one. It's just playing a game of match, isn't it? Matching them up. You've got a die here that will cut these 3 just there. Here's these sort of, that one just there. So again, you've got a variety of little dies there that will die cut some of those images on those papers. Or you can get your scissors out and fussy cut. You've got like a wood grain on the back there. It's rather nice. So they're great just for general background. This is nice background. So you've got the black with the foliage on there. A nice brick wall again. So that's a sort of more traditional brick wall. And then you've got this lovely one here that's got these. They can either be growing up or hanging down greenery. But great for card fronts. Make a good scrapbook page, but just by cutting that you can make some really nice card fronts with that. And this is almost sort of stony on the back there. So really good collection of papers, some with those images on, some making fabulous backgrounds. So I think I'm going to take, if I can find it now, let's take one of these. Have a little look at what colours have we got in here. Cajun Craze, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Garden Green, Evening Evergreen and Grey Granite. You do get your colour swatch coming across there that tells you the colours in the papers. Sometimes it's worth looking at the colours on the back of the paper. Sometimes you do get colour that is slightly different. I'm going to cut this to 14.4, swing it round and make it 10. We instantly have a really nice card base just there. Let's take Garden Green, I think. I'll make that 14.9. Or 10.5. Look at that, you wouldn't actually need to do very much more to that, would you? You could almost just stamp a greeting on that and away you go. And I'm going to take the other thing that you get with this suite is these little paper lattice. You get 10 of these in the pack. I think that's a bit busy on there. We won't use that on there. I was going to use a bit of that in the background, but I don't think we will. I think that will be a little bit too busy in the background there. But I am going to take a Macrame Hanger and find some soft suede. Obviously you could die cut this in any colour you fancy. I'm going to go with soft suede. Could have white. Could have pink. I think, you know, these days, if you look at, if you do see any macrame bits online, you'll see that they're using all sorts of different colours. Bright colours, so you're really not tied with the colours that you use. You could have polished pink, granny apple green. You could have whatever you fancy. So let's lift this up and pop that out. So there you go, you've got this really lovely hanger. And then we need a nice pot to go in it. And I think we'll do that in might come down to soft succulent actually. Let's see if I've got a little bit of soft succulent for our pot. Do. Let's pop that on there and run it back through here. And we have a pot with our soft succulent in, and then we want some greenery in it. I'm going to come back to the stamp set and to this bit just here, I think. Find a nice block for that, and I think we're going to go evening evergreen, so we're going to go a darker green for this one, just so that it pops out against the background there. Let me just find this bit of white card, and because we've got a photopolymer, we will put our sponge mat underneath. Actually, this is the first time this stamp has stamped. Sometimes they're not perfect first time, but I think that will do. So let's take the die that is going to die cut that plant for us. I'm also going to take a little bit of vellum. Let's see if I can just find a little oddment of vellum. Yes, about like that, I think. Let's cut out. This bit of vellum. Just to give a bit of a block between the pattern on the back and the paper on the front. I might also cut a bit of that from garden green as well. Build it up, build it up, build it high. Let's have a bit of grey granite twine just there. And let's have a look at I think we'll come with the thank you, with the greetings. We'll stick with the evening evergreening. Tap, tap, tap. Hi Jane. Having a bit of a play with our plants and our macrame. Right, so that's the thank you stamped in evening evergreen. Let's pop that onto this piece of oddment of garden green. Got a bit of excess glue just there. Let's trim that. let's do some sticking. So first of all, we've cut a piece of this paper. We're going to stick that to our garden green card base. And then we have a piece of vellum. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in the middle of there, just to bring those two together. Let's take some little spots of glue. You can tell the weather's warmer today. The glue is runnier. Got warm glue. Let's stick that on. Ooh, let's try and get it a little bit straight on our flower pot. Still wonky, goodness me. That's better. And then we've got this bit of greenery just here. How best are we going to stick that on? Are we having it so it's coming out, just going behind? Ooh. Perhaps have it so that it's coming like that. How was that? Just got that tucked in, and I will just leave that wedged there and pop it onto here. As it is. Let's put a couple of little spots of glue on there and have that coming on our vellum and garden green mat just here. Pop that up on some dimensionals. Won't take those off just yet. I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. Yeah, we'll stick those on there. Let's take a little bit of this twine and I'm going to just do a little dinky bow. All fingers and thumbs today. And we'll have that attached to the top just there. The nice thing about this set is that it is sort of fairly, it can be, you can make it for the ladies or for the gents. I say you can make them really funky colours, because modern day macrame is, they do use lots of colours. It's not just sort of the whites and browns that it was in the 70s. Excellent. So just a really quick, simple play. Obviously that's going to need a insert of some sort. And let me just cut that. And I think what we'll do with that is we'll just take a slither of the DSP, bring that down here. Pop that off at the top. Put that inside. And decisions. Just going to take some clear rhinestones, I think, and just add in a little bit of a sparkle in the background. So that one is just a very simple, using that background paper for your base. Just die cutting a few of those little bits and pieces. Just an initial play with some of those papers and things. Right, let's have a second card. This time I think we will go, let's go for a basic white card base. And I'm going to cut this to 10.5 and score it to about 14.9. And take my bone folder. I'll put that fold just there. I'm going to bring this over. And let that be matching in that fold. And take my bone folder and create a bit of an easel card going on just there. And for the front panel on our easel card, so this is 10.5. I'm going to make it decisions. Yeah, I'm going to make it 6.5. So I want it to be 14.9. Do I? No, I don't. I'm going to make it 13.9 long. We're making this up as we go along. Don't you love a bit of making it up as you go along? Bye. Start with 7. Yeah. So I've made that 7 by 13.9. So when this is all stuck down, it's going to be a slightly shorter panel on the front there. And as it stands up, it will stand up like that. So 7 by 13.9. Remember that, because we're now going to find some papers to go on here. for this bit just here, we will have some of the brick paper. Now we're going to need to chop this so it is 6.5 centimetres wide. If you're doing this in inches, in equivalent inches, then you're going to need to make it 1/4 of an inch. And let's make that 13.4. So that will be our front panel just there. And the other bits we will go decisions. Do we want to be dark, or do we want to be light? I think I'm going to go this one. But I'm going to grab some cinnamon cider and do a mat of cinnamon cider as well. Okay, so let's take a piece of cinnamon cider and cut this to 14.4. We want one piece that's 10 centimetres. Another piece that's 10 centimetres, but then this one we want to be about 7 centimetres, so just below 7 centimetres, but 7 centimetres will work, I think. That will make it easier to do the measurements in a minute. So then let's take our sort of wood panelling, and we're going to cut this at 9.5 centimetres wide, and we'll make one strip 6.5 centimetres long and the other strip 13.9 centimetres long. Oh, sorry, knocking you about with the camera. So that will be the bottom of our easel card. This will be, you can say that's not the bit, that's the leftover bit. This will be that back panel just there. And this will be our front panel just here. Excellent. Right, so we'll put those to one bit side just now, because now we need some bits to come on our front panel that is going to stand up like this. So I think what we'll do for that is let's find the sheet that has some pots on. So we'll have that one. Let's have that one. Let's have the one that looks like a funny little man with big ears, like that. So we'll cut a few of those out. Let's put none of those handles on that basket. And up there. And let's have one of those. One of those. And one of those. Oh, ping! We'd got that so nicely. We were risking it without sticking them down. And they were all lined up beautifully, and then it pinged. Right. Obviously you can stamp your own pots so that again you can have them any colour you like. Don't get trapped into thinking that you have to have the colour that's in the paper. You absolutely don't. There's another little one here with ears that I'm going to cut out. Going to cut another macrame piece. This time I think we will go white. Will that fit on there? I think it will. So there's our macrame pot, and we'll have that curly pot along with our macrame pot this time. And then we want some plants, so let's have a little look. So that one will cut with that. That one will cut with that. We had that sticky up one somewhere, didn't we? We'll find that in a minute. Let's cut some of these out so that they're a bit more accessible. We'll cut this one because that's just some nice little bits of greenery. just looking for the other dies that can't be far away because they were just here just now. Just staring at that to see if I'm looking at it and just not seeing it. But... ah, there you are. Right, so let's cut out some of these plants. Now we've got 1, 2, 3 pots and a hanging basket. We're going to need at least 4 plants. Let me just cut round these, pop those on there, and we've got that one. We've got the sticky up cactusy one, and then we've got this one here. Top plate. Ah, I thought I was just going to be able to ease that one over, but no, I'm not. Don't want those overlapping because I don't want the one die cutting the other. Obviously you would no doubt take a lot more time. That is going to be slightly wonky on that bottom one, but we'll go with it anyway. You would take slightly more time on these sorts of things than I do. So there we have some plants, and then the other thing is I want this little one just here. Let's take some of this garden green and we'll just run that through, perhaps do a couple of those. One nice embossed detail on that die. And 2. Oh, sorry, battering you, but some really nice. Oh, doesn't want to focus in on that, but there's some really nice embossed detail on there. There we go. Right, let's have a look at doing a bit of plant arranging. Let's take a brick wall. Stick it on there. And we'll take background piece just there. And our background piece just there. okay, you know, usual, taking a stab out of my elbow, but out of the crook of my arm, but no, we're fine. She was a very pleasant nurse, but then I don't know that I've met an unpleasant one, really. I think it's like lots of things, really. You'll find people in the main as you treat them quite often, won't you? So let's have, what should we have in our hanging basket? Should we have that bit of green just there? It's looking quite good. So I'm going to, what should we have? We'll have a bit of a glue dot on the bottom of this plant. And we'll use that to stick it into its plant pot. And then I'll pop some little spots of glue on the back here. Somehow felt that that might happen. Didn't want to come, and then a bit of a blob. A bit more of a blob than we really needed. Let me just remove some of that. So we'll put our Macrame hanging basket on there, and then we'll add some more glue to the back here, and we'll have that hanging from the top of the wall. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on there and use that to stick that to the back of that plant pot, and we'll have that coming on the bottom here. Hi Angie, thank you for sharing. I know I'm at an odd time today. And then we've got this bit of a cactusy sort of thing going on here. I'm sure that is not his official Latin name, cactusy thing. So that's sticking out there, and we'll pop that up on a couple of dimensionals. Ooh, looks like we've got to the, oh no, I have just about got a couple of little dimensionals there. We'll have that on a dimensional standing forward, and then these, we've got these couple of little bits of sort of grasses here. And again, let's come in with some glue dots. We have one there. Of course, these little bits of greenery and things would be quite nice to use in other with other sets as well. So I'm thinking about things like the welcoming windows. That would be a really good one. You could have some of these plant pots on your window sill. Or grass growing underneath. Let's have that there. I'm going to put a few, actually we're using the edge bits, so let's come with some edge bits. And I just want these to go sort of bottom half of this bit, because this is going to be our easel standy up bit. Take the backings off there. And centre that up and pop that on there. Perfect. Greeting. I think we'll have to a dear friend for this one. I'm going to take this little bit of oddment of this extra paper of the wood grainy paper. Pop that on a block. Let's find some cinnamon cider ink. Have a quick slab of water. It's getting very warm. Well, perhaps I should clarify that. It may not be getting very warm. I certainly am. So, see, that wood grain's quite nice, isn't it? Acts as a nice little line, like when you're doing handwriting practice at school. And we'll bring in a bit of cinnamon cider as well, because I'm going to pop that beneath it. So let's trim that. I thought that had smudged then, but I don't think it has. I think it is just the background. And let's pop that on there. Pop that on there. Let's trim that up. So we can line that up with, so this line on this paper we could line up with that line on that paper, and this obviously is going to be our stopper, so we're going to put this up on dimensionals to stop it sliding backwards. Now we want it centered, we want it to one side. I'm going to take it slightly to one side, I think, because we've got this on this corner. So if I take this slightly off to one side, so line up this line on this paper with the line on the background paper. Actually, I am going to lift that and take it up a line. I'm going to line it on that one just there. That's better. Now what I might do is looking to see if I can find my leftover piece of paper. This has got this little cactusy sort of plant just there on it. I think I might just cut that out. Not too difficult to cut out. Snippy, snippy, snippy. And we'll just pop that up on a dimensional too. So there, that's rather cute. A little easel card, and obviously you've got then your panel on the back here. If you wanted to fancy that up a little bit, you could make it a cinnamon cider mat and a white mat, or alternatively you could write on the bottom there. But there is just a selection of those pots and plants from the DSP that we've just die cut. And this little die just here, just to create that easel card. So there is a couple of cards, and that obviously will fold into an envelope. But a couple of cards created using that really lovely new suite, the bloom where you're planted. And that's always a good bit of advice, to bloom where you're planted. Don't worry about, spend all your life worrying about where you may have been planted. Take where you are planted and blossom and grow there. Right, well, I hope you have enjoyed those two little cards. I am officially on holiday for 10 days or so. There may be some bits going on in the background, but there won't be any face-to-face stuff. So it is now going to be 2 weeks before I'm here doing a Facebook Live. So it won't be next Friday, won't be next Monday or Friday or the following Monday. It'll be the following Friday before I am scheduled to be back here live. We're hoping to have a few days out, we're having a few days away, and hopefully we'll come back refreshed and raring to go. And the sun is promising to shine for us, so all is looking good. So everybody take care, have a wonderful few weeks. For those of you that are here in the UK, have a fabulous bank holiday weekend, and I will be back with you very, very soon.